how things have been for you since the last session.
Very good actually. So I guess I'll just recap what I was a little bit worried about shedding wise kind of at the end of November, beginning of December, about a month ago. Um
Hmm.
so it was just so yeah, I'm at university in Chicago, so it was just starting to get cold then. And it was also about 3 months after I had COVID in September. Again this year, at the beginning of the university year, I got COVID. So the past, or at least the first time when I first noticed shedding, like 2 years ago, it was about like 2 to 3 months after I had COVID. So I think it might have been a milder shed this time because I've been working on all of the action items, but it I think that might have played a little bit a role.
Hmm.
And then the I didn't wear a hat too often, but sometimes I would wear a hat throughout the entire day when I was walking around outside. And when I showered that night, I noticed a little bit more shedding than usual. Um,
Hmm.
but there wasn't
Right.
there wasn't much itching or otherwise while wearing the hat. Um,
Hmm.
so I think I've been care I've ordered like I got a wool hat for Christmas and then
Hmm.
another natural hat instead of wearing the one out of the polyester. So hopefully that should help that. But yeah, I think the shedding has decreased. The hair seems pretty stable. The scalp doesn't have too many issues at the moment. I would say now and then it just gets a little tense or itchy. Um,
Hmm.
maybe
Right.
if I had a little bit of a trigger food. But that usually like the protein mask or the lemon uh at like night before I shower usually like resolves that pretty easily. So um yeah,
Hmm.
thank you for filling out month five. I took a look at that and I think that looks good. But otherwise, I think everything's going well. I'm still getting compliments on my hair, and that always feels good. So yeah, I'm enjoying
Hmm.
it and look forward to maximizing any more hair growth that I can.
Right. Okay. Yes. No. First of all, it's great that others notice that you are having progress. Like if others are commenting that your hair is looking better,
Hmm.
it's a nice feedback. So, um, and like in terms of regrowth, like how is regrowth activity itself?
The regrowth does seem pretty solid. On the top of the head where I think the creatine did some or it caused some shedding about a year ago. That's has filled in pretty nicely. When I part my hair to apply the minoxidil, um, the skin on the scalp that you can see like near the front is almost the same as like near the back now. So it's filled in pretty well. I think there's still a few, it's more lighter hairs that are still thickening and getting darker near the front compared to the back. So it's a little bit more thick, I would say, near the back of the scalp than compared to the front where the hairline is. But that's definitely seen some regrowth, I would say. And then at the temples, the right temple is almost completely filled in. It's basically unnoticeable any hair loss that was there. And then the left temple, you can still see a little bit, but there's been a lot of regrowth, and there's still some thinner, lighter hairs that are still growing um,
Hmm.
on that side. So I
Hmm.
think the derma rolling has definitely helped there a lot, and the minoxidil has helped. Um, and yeah, I think
Hmm.
I was over applying the minoxidil over the summer before I started the
Hmm.
program with you.
Right.
And so I think just doing the capful of the foam once a day has been helpful. And then I wasn't derma rolling. I was derma rolling every other day, and now I'm doing the 5 times a week
Hmm.
and no derma rolling on the weekends. And the scalp feels pretty good with that actually. It hasn't reacted as tense or anything like that with too much derma rolling. So yeah, I think the regrowth is pretty solid.
Okay, awesome. And in terms of like, just to ask you about feedback, like in terms of the workbook, like compared to the program, like what is the main difference for you that you experience?
I guess I think the workbook, now looking back on it, I could definitely see like how everything could be implemented and like how supplements are rotated and everything. I think like you said at the beginning, in July, you were like, don't worry about like the too many tabs in the program yet because it can be a little overwhelming if you try to do everything at once. So just focus on like month number one for now. Um, and so I
Mm,
think that was useful feedback to focus on one thing at a time, get certain things under control, and then worry about the other stuff. I think with the workbook, it was laid out well in the steps, like steps 1 through 14 or 1 through 12 or whatever, but I think it was definitely helpful to be able to ask you questions as I go over WhatsApp if I was like worried about something, and definitely have it laid out all for me instead of having to um, like decide what was important and like decide for me personally what I should focus on, because there's definitely a lot included in the workbook, which is good, but I would say it was a little bit overwhelming when I was trying to do it myself.